Introduction. Imagine waking up every day feeling like you're stuck in a loop. You're tired, distracted, and constantly fighting your own brain to stay on track. Have you ever wondered why, despite your best efforts, you can't seem to break free from the cycle of procrastination, poor decision-making, or mental exhaustion? It's not about a lack of discipline or willpower. It's about understanding how your brain is working against you. Your brain, in its natural state, isn't built for the challenges of modern life. It's wired to survive, not to thrive. It prioritizes instant gratification over long-term success, fear over opportunity, and comfort over growth. But here's the good news. Your brain is trainable. Just like a muscle, it can be rewired, strengthened, and optimized. And in this episode, we're going to explore how to do just that. Throughout this podcast, we'll uncover the 12 brain rules that are secretly holding you back and how you can change them. From learning how to boost focus and memory to mastering decision-making, these rules are the key to unlocking your brain's full potential. You'll gain the tools you need to stop procrastinating, make better choices, and finally take control of your own mind. By the end of this episode, you'll understand why your brain tricks you, how to outsmart it, and how to rewire it for a life of clarity, focus, and intentional success. Are you ready to take control? Let's dive in and start reshaping your brain to work for you, not against you. Section 1. The brain's survival mode, why it's holding you back. Imagine this, you're sitting at your desk, ready to dive into the work that's piled up. You know what needs to be done and you can feel the pressure mounting. But instead of focusing, your mind begins to wander. Maybe you start scrolling through your phone, checking your emails, or thinking about something completely unrelated. This is the brain's survival mode in action. Your brain, designed to keep you alive and safe, hasn't changed much in thousands of years. In the distant past, it was hardwired to help our ancestors survive the dangers of the wild. When faced with immediate threats, such as a predator or a sudden change in environment, the brain would instantly trigger the fight or flight response. This response would make your heart race, your body tense, and your thoughts become laser-focused on the danger at hand. But in the modern world, there's no tiger chasing us, no immediate threat of danger, yet our brains still react as though we're facing life or death situations. So what happens when you try to focus on something like your work, a difficult decision, or even a simple task? Your brain becomes distracted. It's constantly scanning for anything that could pose a threat. It's not necessarily that you're undisciplined or lack willpower. Your brain is simply doing its job, protecting you. And often that means pulling your attention away from the task at hand. This is why distractions feel so powerful. Your brain is wired to pay attention to everything around you, even the smallest stimulus, because it's looking for something that might be dangerous or require immediate action. Now, in our daily lives, these distractions may not be life-threatening, but they still trigger that survival mode. Your brain would rather keep you safe in your comfort zone, avoiding discomfort, uncertainty, or the fear of failure. That's why procrastination feels so hard to shake. Instead of facing something uncomfortable, the brain chooses the immediate relief of distraction. Checking your phone or watching a quick video may give you a dopamine hit, a sense of pleasure, and a temporary escape from the discomfort of the task you're avoiding. The problem is, survival mode isn't helping you thrive. In fact, it's holding you back. When your brain is stuck in this state of alertness, always scanning for potential threats or sources of distraction, it's difficult to maintain the focus required for long-term success. What you're really dealing with is a brain that has evolved to focus on short-term survival, not long-term goals. This survival mode creates a cycle: stress, distraction, avoidance, and procrastination. It leads to scattered thoughts and actions, and that feeling of being overwhelmed. You know the tasks you need to do, but you can't seem to get the mental clarity to focus on them for long periods. As you allow distractions to take over, your brain grows tired and productivity decreases. Over time, you begin to feel as though your efforts are futile because the brain's instinct is still pulling you away from what matters. But here's the good news: you can change it. The key to unlocking your potential is understanding that your brain's natural instincts, while helpful in dangerous situations, are not suited for the modern, fast-paced, goal-oriented world we live in. You can learn to rewire your brain. By recognizing when your survival instincts are triggering and consciously choosing to override them, you begin to regain control. The first step in overcoming this distraction-filled cycle is to understand that your brain isn't working against you. It's simply doing what it has been trained to do. Now it's up to you to train it to focus on what matters most. In the next section, we'll explore how you can begin to rewire your brain to get out of survival mode and start working with it rather than against it, so you can finally begin achieving the goals that once seemed out of reach. So, are you ready to stop being held back by your brain's survival instincts and start training your mind for success? Let's dive in. Section 2. Rule number 1. Movement fuels your brain. Have you ever found yourself feeling mentally foggy or unable to focus for an extended period? You might have thought it was because you just didn't have enough coffee, or maybe you were just tired. But the truth is, your brain is far more sensitive to physical movement than most people realize. It's not just about being physically active for the sake of fitness. It's about how movement directly impacts the way your brain functions. Now, here's an interesting fact. Your brain thrives on movement. Yes, movement is like a fuel that powers your brain. In fact, when you move, whether it's through a brisk walk, a workout, or even some simple stretches, you're increasing the blood flow to your brain. This surge in blood delivers more oxygen and vital nutrients, allowing your brain to perform at its peak. Without movement, your brain starts to stagnate. And when your brain stagnates, your focus, memory, and cognitive abilities do too. Now, consider this. Our brains weren't designed for sitting still. Imagine how our ancient ancestors lived. They were constantly moving, hunting, gathering, walking miles, and remaining alert. Their survival depended on being physically active, but today we spend hours sitting in front of computers, glued to our phones, or even lying on the couch. As comfortable as it might be, this lack of movement is slowly damaging our brains. Research has shown that just 20 minutes of physical activity can significantly boost your brain's performance. Even something as simple as taking a walk can sharpen your focus, boost creativity, and improve memory. This is because movement stimulates the production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, a protein that promotes brain health and the growth of new neurons. BDNF is like fertilizer for your brain. It helps your neurons grow and function better. But the problem is, most of us don't move enough. We are stuck in sedentary routines, often leading to poor cognitive performance, fatigue, and difficulty concentrating. You might be surprised at how much more productive you could be if you just moved more throughout the day. It's about creating momentum, not just in your body, but in your brain as well. So what can you do to start fueling your brain with movement? The answer is simple. Make it a non-negotiable part of your day. Start with small, manageable changes. Take the stairs instead of the elevator, stretch during your breaks, or try walking while you talk on the phone. And if possible, aim for a more structured exercise routine, whether it's a quick 20-minute workout in the morning or a daily evening walk. Your brain will thank you, and your focus and energy will skyrocket. In fact, physical movement is so powerful that it's one of the most effective tools to combat stress. When you exercise, your body releases endorphins, natural mood lifters that help reduce anxiety and promote a sense of well-being. So not only will your brain work better, but you'll also feel better in the process. Think about it. When your brain is fueled by movement, you're not just improving your body, you're improving your mind. It's a win-win. By incorporating more movement into your daily life, you're optimizing your brain's potential, enhancing your focus, and increasing your overall productivity. So the next time you find yourself stuck or mentally drained, don't just sit there. Get moving. Whether it's a brisk walk, some light stretching, or even a quick workout, movement is the key to unlocking a sharper, more energized mind. Start fueling your brain today and watch as your mental clarity and focus improve dramatically. Section 3, rule number 2, sleep is non-negotiable for a healthy brain. We live in a world that celebrates hustle, where sleep is often seen as an afterthought, something that can be sacrificed in the name of productivity. But what if I told you that sleep is not a luxury, not something you can simply skip without consequences. In fact, sleep is non-negotiable for a healthy brain, and neglecting it could be sabotaging your performance, your memory, and even your emotional well-being. Picture this: you've had a late night. Maybe you stayed up scrolling through social media or finishing work you didn't quite get done earlier in the day. You wake up feeling groggy, foggy, and unable to concentrate. Maybe you feel irritable or quick to snap at others. That's the direct impact of sleep deprivation. Your brain relies on sleep to reset and recharge, and when you don't get enough of it, the consequences are more than just feeling tired. Here's the science. Sleep is when your brain goes into repair mode. It's the time when your brain flushes out toxins that have accumulated during the day, particularly in the hippocampus, the area responsible for memory and learning. When you don't sleep enough, these toxins stay trapped in your brain, leading to sluggish thinking, poor decision-making, and a lack of focus. And the damage doesn't stop there. Chronic sleep deprivation is linked to a range of serious health problems, including heart disease, obesity, and even a shorter lifespan. But what if you made sleep a priority? Imagine how different you would feel if you respected your brain's need for rest. When you get the proper amount of sleep, everything improves. Your memory sharpens, your decision-making abilities are on point, and you become more emotionally stable. Sleep has the power to clear the fog, allowing you to approach each day with clarity and purpose. The trick is to make sleep a non-negotiable part of your routine. Set a consistent bedtime and wake-up time, even on weekends. Avoid screen time an hour before bed, as the blue light from your phone or computer messes with your body's natural sleep cycle. Create a bedtime routine that signals your brain it's time to shut down. Whether it's reading a book, practicing some light stretching, or just listening to calming music, give your brain the chance to unwind before sleep. Respecting sleep is not about being lazy, it's about giving your brain the time it needs to function at its best. When you honor your brain's need for rest, you'll find that you're more productive, more focused, and, ultimately, healthier. So the next time you think about sacrificing sleep for more work or play, remember this. Sleep is the foundation of a healthy brain. Make it a priority and watch as everything else falls into place. Section 4. Rule number 3. Attention isn't broken, it's misunderstood. In today's fast-paced world, we often hear people complain that their attention span is broken. We've been told, time and time again, that our ability to focus is slipping, that we're living in a society of distraction. But what if I told you that attention isn't broken at all, it's just misunderstood? The truth is, your brain is designed for short bursts of focus, not endless hours of concentration. If you've ever found yourself zoning out after staring at your screen for too long, or mindlessly scrolling through social media, you're not alone. It's not that your brain can't focus, it's that the way we're trying to work goes against how our brains are wired. Think about it for a moment. How often do you sit down to work only to be interrupted by an email notification, a text message, or an urge to check your social media feed? Every time you switch your focus from one task to another, your brain takes a hit. You're not multitasking effectively, you're rapidly switching between tasks, and each switch costs you time, energy, and efficiency. The secret to mastering your attention lies in understanding how your brain works. Research shows that our brains are most effective when we work in short, focused bursts. The Pomodoro technique, for example, breaks work into 25-minute sprints, followed by short breaks. This method taps into your brain's natural rhythm and maximizes productivity without burning you out. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Boredom is actually good for you. When you allow your mind to wander and rest, your brain enters a state known as default mode. In this state, your brain is processing information, making connections, and fostering creativity. Some of your best ideas come when you're not actively working on them, like when you're in the shower or taking a walk. So, what does this mean for you? It means you can stop blaming yourself for getting distracted. Instead, embrace your natural attention span, work in focused intervals, give yourself permission to rest, and create space for your mind to wander and regenerate. By working with your brain's design rather than against it, you'll be able to get more done in less time and with less mental exhaustion. Your attention isn't broken, it's simply misunderstood. Understanding how to work with your brain's natural rhythms will unlock your full potential, making you more productive, more creative, and most importantly, more present. Section 5, Rule number 4, Stress, the silent killer of brain function. Stress is something we all experience, and for many of us it feels like a constant companion. But what if I told you that stress is more than just an inconvenience? What if I told you that it's silently sabotaging your brain, eroding your ability to think clearly, make decisions, and even remember important details? In today's world, stress is everywhere. It's in the rush to meet deadlines, the pressure to perform at work, the constant barrage of emails, and the never-ending to-do lists. But stress, while a natural response to challenging situations, has a darker side when it becomes chronic. Our brains were designed to handle short bursts of stress, the kind that happens when we're in a life-threatening situation. Think fight or flight. This kind of stress sharpens our senses, makes us more alert, and prepares us to react quickly. But in the modern world, stress rarely comes in short, sharp bursts. Instead, it lingers, festers, and over time, it begins to wear down your brain's functions. When you're under chronic stress, your brain releases a hormone called cortisol. While cortisol is essential in small doses, long-term exposure can wreak havoc on your brain. It's been shown that prolonged stress can shrink the hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for learning and memory. It disrupts your ability to concentrate, make thoughtful decisions, and even maintain emotional stability. You may find yourself feeling irritable, easily overwhelmed, or even forgetful. All signs that stress is taking its toll on your mental function. But here's the good news. It's not a lost cause. You can fight back against stress and protect your brain. The key is learning how to manage and respond to stress. One of the most effective ways to lower your stress levels is through mindfulness practices. Deep breathing, meditation, and even regular physical exercise can help lower cortisol levels and allow your brain to recover from the damage caused by stress. Another crucial factor is changing your perception of stress. Studies show that simply reframing your thoughts about stress can reduce its negative effects. Instead of seeing stress as a threat, try seeing it as an opportunity for growth. Embrace it as fuel to keep you sharp and focused. In a world that demands more and more from us every day, managing stress has never been more important. It's time to stop letting stress control your life and start taking proactive steps to protect your brain. By understanding the true impact of stress and learning how to manage it, you'll be able to perform at your best, think clearly, and maintain your mental and emotional well-being. Conclusion. As we wrap up, it's clear that understanding how your brain works is the first step in taking control of your life. Your brain, while powerful, is not always your ally. It's wired for survival, constantly looking for shortcuts and seeking comfort, but you have the power to override its natural tendencies. By prioritizing movement, respecting your need for sleep, and understanding the true nature of your attention, you can create a foundation for mental clarity and peak performance. Stress, which often goes unnoticed until it's too late, is a silent killer of brain function. Learning how to manage and respond to stress is not just essential for your mental health, it's a necessity for your overall well-being. Now that you have the tools to outsmart your brain, the next step is to implement them. Start small. Take breaks when needed, move your body, and respect the importance of sleep. Begin to notice the distractions that steal your attention and consciously refocus. You have the power to break free from the habits that are holding you back. Imagine the possibilities when you train your brain to work for you, not against you. With each small change, you'll unlock greater potential, sharper focus, and a more fulfilled life. Don't let your brain sabotage your dreams. Take charge and create the life you deserve. Remember, the only thing standing between you and success is understanding how to harness the power of your own mind.